How many times have you made a decision, I'm going to change my unhealthy habits. I'm going to pursue a new path, only to find yourself back at square one, feeling frustrated, feeling defeated, and feeling like, will I ever get to that place that I need to be? Well, today I'm going to share with you how you can move from a place of desire to having it done. So from desire to done, there's steps in between. And there's a secret step that you need to learn that will get you to where you need to be. Stick with me, and I'm not only going to show you how to move from desire to done, but I'm going to teach you the steps of how to do it. Welcome back to Breaking Up with Type 2 Diabetes. This is day 38 of our 40-day journey, where we're moving from a place where you're stuck with type 2 diabetes to a place where you can thrive and live without this disease. And as always, today's main focus is teaching you how to not only desire that healthy habit, but to get it done and to keep it that way. Right? Today's healing prescription for this journey comes from Ezekiel 9 verse 11, and it says, "The race is not for the swift nor the battle for the strong, but it's for one that endureth to the end." This reminds us that victory isn't about speed, it's not about strength, it's about alignment with God's timing, His principle, and the consistency that it takes to get there. Most individuals believe that reversing type 2 diabetes is something that once you've gotten over all the things and your blood sugar is back to normal, you've lost your weight and you're reversed, it's yes, I can now go back to living the life that I've always wanted. And that is not the truth, right? Most times, this is where you find yourself stuck in a situation that you're wondering, how did I get here? I'll share a quick story with you. A few years ago, when I started helping individuals reverse type 2 diabetes, I was super excited, just as the individuals who were getting the reversal process, right? I saw my clients in 2-3 months were free from type 2 diabetes, and I was overjoyed. Every new client brought me even more joy because I saw people living a life. I saw them getting a results that was never possible. But then 2 years into it, I started notice a strange phenomena. I noticed that some of my clients who had gained the victory and was so ecstatic was back at square one within a year. And so I was devastated. I said, Lord, what is causing this? And so I went to my father and I asked him, and he showed me clearly. He said, you were teaching them how to get the fruits, but you're not showing them how to put down the roots. What did that mean? It means, yes, they knew how to get the results in a short space of time, but they did not know, they didn't have roots to sustain it. And that's why it says the battle is not for the strong or the race for the swift, but those who have a consistency, those who have the principles to maintain that results. The biblical alignment I want to share with you is the story of Jesus who healed this man in John 5:1-18. This man was crippled for 38 years, yes. And Jesus came and he was healed. And Jesus said to him, he says, go thy way and sin no more. Now look at this. Jesus, who gave the healing, said, go thy way and sin no more. You see, the secret is that most individuals believe that, yes, I can be reversed and I can just continue to live. That's not going to work. The truth is, you need systems and processes, changing the whole way of thinking, aligning them with the biblical principles that will allow you to not only gain the results, but to maintain it. And so the act of obedience requires intentionality. And I'm going to share with you 3 key steps in which you can move from desire to done, and the principles that you need to hold on to in between to get you there. Number 1 is you got to let go of the lie and take hold of the truth. Number 1 principle, yes. Most times it's not based on just what you do, but what you believe, what you think, what you say. So you got to let go of the lie. The truth of the matter is reversing type 2 diabetes is a process that even though you may get the results, you got to learn to keep those results. And that starts with what you believe. You got to let go of the lie that believes, oh my, once I lose my weight, once I do this, I can go back, because you go back in the whole path. I remember growing up as a child, sometimes, if you're going on a path and there's no beaten path, like it's not like a paved path, I should say, but constantly walking through the bushes, you pave a path with your feet, you pave a path with the way you're going. And you notice that if for any reason you change that path and you start walking somewhere else, that old path gets grown over because it's not being used anymore. That doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that it's grown over. Lie. Let go of the lie, take hold of the truth. No, you can't just get the results and then go back to what gave you the results and still keep the results. That doesn't work. Number two is you have to believe the truth. And yes, somebody may say, yeah, I believe, but belief is more than just agreeing. Belief is agreeing with action. Belief is agreeing and trusting what you believe, what you agree with in order to do it. So you have to believe it. And how do that become? The word of God says, if you hide the word in your heart, you will not sin. So you have to meditate on the word. Remember that the race is not for the swift. Meditate on Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11. Know that the race is not for the swift, but for those who endure to the end. Meditate on it, repeat it, say it, put it in front of you, paste it up on your wall as you go each day, as you continue on the path. So you have to believe it, and you have to be intentional about belief, about planting it in your mind. Because the word of God tells us that the seed that you plant will bear fruits after its kind. So if you will leave the word, which is the seed, it's going to produce the fruit of the word. And number three, no matter how good you may believe it, you may let go of it, the step to bring it into your life is you got to obey. You obey the principles. You have to stick with them consistently, especially when you don't feel like doing it. You have to obey until you develop patterns and systems around it that makes it becomes a part of your life. You see, your brain will work with you if you consistently let it know that, no, this is the new path. And so as you do it, the more you do it is the more the path is made and the stronger you get. Reversing type 2 diabetes, moving from desire to done, requires intentionality. Now I'm going to give you a chance. Now it's your turn. So I'm going to invite you in an opportunity to move yourself from desire to done. Father, you can click the link. Our program is a proven guaranteed pathway that has worked over and over. And you can get access to this program by clicking the link below. And you can walk into 2026 without type 2 diabetes. But you got to make a decision. You got to move forward, and you got to keep moving forward. And so you will experience the abundant life. Once again, I encourage you to take back your life from type 2 diabetes. You were not created to be suffering and stuck with this. And until then, I encourage you to like and subscribe, but more importantly, share this gift of healing. Share this healing prescription with someone you know that needs to hear. And as always, remember, God bless you. And go ahead, click the link, that first link in the chat, and explore and take the step to a life above type 2 diabetes. See you next week, where we'll go day 39 of breaking up with type 2 diabetes. Have a great day.